Exactly, and this is why the world is in the up. This is why people are more sicker than ever before. This is why everything's so jacked up. This is why people are hurting or getting hurt or going through all kind of troubles. Because we're in the degradable state. Why? Because of Adam's sin. Matter of fact, give me that in Romans 5th chapter. Because of one man's sin, we've all went down. But because out of one man shall we rise up. Out of one man shall we be upgraded. Okay? Yeah, hold on, brother. Let's finish this. Keep going.
Verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and short, and brought immortal fruit.
Right, that. You can read that. You can read about that in the book of Genesis 5 and the book of Genesis 6. Okay, how you had certain men back in those days and times that lived almost 1,000 years old. Okay, and they had spiritual power, so they were abundant. Those men, but nowadays everything's more been narrowed down, downgraded because of one man, which was Adam. They made Adam man.
So it says, if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things,
Verse 7, Romans 5, verse 7.
they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
Yeah, read that verse again. I didn't get that.
So it says, if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things,
Right, so those that labor not to enter into these straight things, go on.
they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
Exactly, you won't be able to receive it because you couldn't possess yourself and be patient. You know, you wanted to get it in right now. You wanted to receive your own glory, okay, or fulfill the lust of your belly, because you couldn't hack it in. So it's all about hacking it in and going through the tough times, man, and being a soldier, enduring, which the word endure means to make hard. So you gotta be hard. All right, and you gotta just overcome this thing. Whosoever overcometh, shall I have him reign over all the nations. So if you're complaining about some old BS or whatever, or you can't control yourself, all right, and you acting all out of order, you ain't enduring this thing the right way, man. Because the Lord gave all the answers. All right, go on.
Verse John 5, verse 4. For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world.
Exactly.
And this is the victory that overcometh the world.
That's what I'm talking
even
about, brother.
our faith.
Exactly, and it's all about overcoming with what? Faith. So if you're complaining about some bullshit or whatever, because you don't want to go through the bullshit, and you act like you don't only got going through something, then you ain't in the right spirit, man. I like that precept. You're gonna have to read that again, because there's a lot on that, and we gotta break all of that down. Take off the meat off that. Take off all of the meat off the bone, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it may upset you to see these devils, man, in their position. It may upset you to see your people down and out and confused, discombobulated. But guess what, man? Fuck all of that, because that's supposed to happen anyway. That's supposed to play out anyway. You should be more focused on yourself. Fuck all of this shit out here. This shit don't matter. Go on, brother.
1 John 5, verse 4.
Yeah.
For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world.
Right, so if you're born of the Most High, you're gonna have the attributes of faith. Okay, you're gonna walk you're gonna walk the right walk, and you're gonna overcome this thing. Go on, brother. The guys that fell out of the truth, they were made of the Most High. Go on. I'll tell you what, brother. Read that scripture first, and then you can get that. Okay, the Lord already gave him that ability to do what he's doing in totality, man. So if you don't overcome this thing or this truth, that you were never born of the Most High. You was just one of those individuals that came in the truth to fulfill your lot.
Hey, it's lucky. That is deep to the brother. You know why it's deep? I'll tell you why it's deep. When they say about the womb, you've been born many times, you know.
Exactly.
That's talking about the first womb.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah,
the first womb, you know.
Yeah.
The first time you've been born, because you've been born many times. You've been back on this earth many times.
Yeah.
So that's so deep on the Most High you was born from the first time you were born.
Yeah.
You see?
Exactly.
That is deep, brother.
You're going.
Revelation 2 verse 11. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
Exactly, because we're going to inherit.
That's what we're fighting for, brother.
That's not going to affect us. What's within the second death is the nuclear destruction. All right, and then the laser beams dropping on you. Go on, bro.
Romans chapter 5 verse 10.
Yeah.
For if we were enemies, we were reconciled to the Most High.
Right, if we were enemies, we would reconcile unto the Most High. Go on.
By the death of his Son.
By the death of his Son, and that's why Yahushua died on the cross, so that we can be reconciled unto him. That's the point.
Much more, being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life.
He shall be saved by his life, because he put his life on the line for his friends. So we aren't we his friends. So if we're his friends, we're gonna know as much as he's known. But we have to apply these things that what he's given us. That's just the point, man. He got a scripture, right?
Yeah. But he said, let me read it.
Revelation.
He said it over, right?
He got to finish that.
Revelation 3 verse 21.
Yeah.
To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne.
Exactly.
Even as I also overcame. And I'm set down with my Father in his throne.
Yahushua, because Yahushua overcame the cross, didn't he? So as soon as he overcame the cross, he automatically received his reward. Automatically, instantly. So if we overcome in our little, tribulation, then we'll receive our reward. So if you're looking for a reward in this world, you ain't gonna get it. Okay? Because you ain't supposed to get it right now. Because the Lord wants you to pinpoint and focus on His truth.
Right.
Go on.
Hold on. Revelation 21 verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things.
Right, he that overcometh shall inherit all things.
Right.
Matthews 10 comes to mind. Matthews, what is it? Matthews 10 and 39 comes to mind. Go on.
The overcoming that narrow passage. And I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving.
That's 21, right? Exactly. Go on.
And the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their parts in the lake which burneth for fire and brimstone.
Everybody in this existence right here, they all gonna burn and they gonna die. Why? Because they're the abominable and they're the unbelieving.
Which is the second death.
They're gonna be a part of the second death. And that's that's 2/3 of our own people. So don't even worry about the 2/3 of our own people. Let them live their little life as they were told, as they were set up to live, and then they're gonna be destroyed. Because that's their lot anyway. Because when I first came in the truth, right, I kind of felt sorry for Jake, but I don't give a shit about Jake.
Right.
Because they're not gonna get it any doggone way. You know what I'm saying? And then even when the Jake come up, right, like for example, that one Muslim dude came up, I just wanted to use him so I can get a lot out of it. That's all I wanted to do. And that's how I deal with people when I'm teaching. You know what I mean? If I can deal with that spirit of the person and he's reasonable, I'll use his ass so I can get a lot out of him so that you brothers can be edified, man. I don't expect Jake to receive this truth, but if he does receive it, then okay, that's all right, that's good. But most likely, I don't expect that Jake to receive this anyway. I expect them to come up against it to a certain degree or a high degree. Because they're not gonna get it. Go on, brother.
Revelation chapter 14 from verse 1.
Yes. No, let him get that.
And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, with him and 144,000.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the 144,000 and the 1/3. Go on.
Having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters.
Because the majority of these Jakes, they're not set up to receive salvation. They weren't given the ability of faith. They weren't given the ability to see anything. They're just regular Negroes that's wandering around in the society looking for justice and equal rights and justice from Esau, sucking on the titty of Edom. That's all they were set up to do. We ain't of that caliber, man.
Sour milk.
You know what I mean? Right. Sour milk. So that's what they're set up to do. When you read about the 2/3, they were always sucking up to the other nations, man. And they're still doing that now, because that's their lot. All right, go on.
Let me go to verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn the song but the 144,000.
So that backs up Romans 11, that backs up Matthew 13, 9 and 10.
Which are redeemed from the earth.
Exactly. So there's no more being naive and wondering why this is happening. What's going on? You already got the answers. And if you if you in that state of mind and you in the street and you still questioning the Most High, then you ain't in the right state of mind. Okay, you in that carnal state of mind. You in the mindset of the 2/3, man. Okay, go on, bro.
Reading on. And they came unto me, one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked to me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High.
And who's going to be a part of that holy city? We're going to be a part of that holy city, man. Only the elect is going to get this. They're going to be the actual city. All right? Because they're going to pretty much manifest the city. That's why it tells you in the book of Luke, it says, you can look from, you could try and find the kingdom, but it ain't going to be there. The kingdom's within you. Because we are the kingdom. We're the building of the kingdom.
That's why I said in that second Esdras, it said lead to the narrow to lead to a city. Full of many great things. Because we're the city, we're a people before a place.
Right.
We're the kingdom, and Most High is building the kingdom now. It's going to lead to the kingdom of heaven. That says that adds up to the parable of the mustard seed. How the mustard seed grow into a great tree. And then all the other nations come and rest in the branches of that tree.
Right.
This is on Revelations 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
Exactly, and that's exactly the lot of the 2/3. They're going to take that RFID chip, which is the symbol of the mark of the beast, okay, or the beast, which the beast is the revival of ancient Rome, which we're living in right now. And they're going to be totally decimated and receive that destruction, man. That's the lot of the 2/3, and this is why we don't need to worry about the 2/3. We don't need to worry about anybody else. What we need to worry about is this word and the brothers is in the know. That's the family right there.
Just to inform you of that narrow path into the fire and the water.
Yeah, but they haven't even made it. You're gone, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Reading on. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
Exactly. So it's all. So when it's all said and done, this society here, this is where it's going to lead up to. And all of the souls on the planet that disobey the Heavenly Father, which were the ambassadors of the Heavenly Father, this is what they're going to become a part of. This is what the so-called white man's world is going to come down to. And those that submit themselves under this empire, by taking the RFID chip, they're going to be a part of this lake of fire here. And they're going to be doing backstrokes, front strokes, side strokes, and they're going to be swimming in that fucking fire. You hear me?
You forgot butterfly.
right, butterflies. Yeah, go on, bro.
Isaiah 13 verse 8. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Exactly, go on.
They shall be in pain as a woman travaileth. They shall be amazed at one at another. Their faces shall be as flame.
Meaning they just gonna be burned up, man. Go on.
Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
And see, this is the thing, and this is why this should put fear in you to be in the right state of mind, man. Okay, if you bugging out in the camp or you bugging out in your your personal life, you better get your fucking ass straight, because you might just be a part of this one day.
Right.
That's why the scripture says, examine yourselves if you be in the faith. Because if you ain't in the faith, you're gonna be a part of this right here. It's black and white, baby. It's not a gray area. Go on.
To lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of
And
it.
he shall destroy the sinners there on it, man. So somebody get me what is it? Ezekiel 18 and 24.
You don't know.
Yeah, go on.
Verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High, and the faith of Yahushua.
Yeah.
And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth.
Exactly.
Yea.
It says, read that part again.
Verse 13, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord.
Right, blessed are the dead that die in the Lord. So it says, blessed are the dead that die in the Lord, and that's what you want to be. You want to, if you're gonna become a martyr, if that's your lot to become a martyr, then you have to fulfill that lot, so you can get to the other side and receive a reward. Go on.
Die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors.
No, we don't need to get that, because that's gonna go into something else.
And their works do follow them.
Right, and their works do follow them. So that's what you want. You want your righteous works to follow you. That's what you want. But the only way that's going to happen is if you follow up with what the word is saying, and you walk thereby by that rule. You measure yourself according to the rule, which is the scriptures. Not walking according to the rule of these devils out here. Go on.
I like what you said earlier about overcoming. The verse it starts with overcoming, and I had to overcome a little issue with Satan was trying to lick me with a little flute before I come out the yard, but I overcame it, and that was a small thing to overcome. But there's many things that behold, I come quickly. Sorry, Salakia. Revelation 22:7 says, "Behold, I came quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth my sayings of the prophecy of this book."
Exactly, by keeping the sayings of this book. Go on.
14. Jump down to 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates of the city.
Exactly. So it's all about keeping the sayings of this book. If you going out, man, out of the sayings of this book, and you walking your own walk, and you formulating new breakdowns and new script what is it? You're saying things that are false. All right, the Lord is going to stop you in your trap, and then it's just going to be the ending. There's a lot of guys, man, that we've known throughout the years, man, that's been in camps of great millstone and departed because they couldn't hang. They had other things to do. They had to fulfill their life in this world, or they wanted to do their own thing on the side. All right, and then they got too proud. The Lord is preserving them on the sideline for destruction. All right, but those that overcome, they're going to receive the victory, and it was through faith that they received the victory, and that's where you want to be. Go on.
Excuse me. This is Philippians 4 verse 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am.
Right.
Therefore, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased.
Right, Paul knew how to be exalted and to be on the low. Go on.
And I know how to abound.
Yeah.
Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need.
I tell you what, get Micah 5 and 7 where it says, "I shall bear the indignation of the Lord." Yeah, go on.
I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me.
Right, and that's the belief. Now, if you believe in that, then you're going to overcome this world. It's the only way you're going to overcome this world or this beast system and your fleshly self is by believing that Yahweh shine through him. Everything's possible. Okay, but if you walking around like, oh man, woe is me all the time, man, and fuck this and fuck that, you ain't in the right state of mind. I mean, you're going to be in that state of mind, but you got to get out of that state of mind, because you might wind up doing something silly that can lead you out of the truth and lead you not to overcome the beast. How about that?
Philippians 2 and 12, because you're reading how one man has to pass through the narrow gate one at a time, right? Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Right, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. And that shows you the fear of the Lord, because it's just the trembling. Because these goddamn Christians, they believe that God is all love. God can't do no hurt. That's why they don't tremble at the words of the Lord. And that's why the pastor, he can break down the scriptures the wrong way and don't feel no kind of way about it, because they don't fear the Lord. But guess what? In due time, the Lord is going to show fear on the earth, and all is going to respect His name. And then we're going to put an ass whooping on these nations too, to see what the deal. Pursuant to, what is it? Jeremiah, I believe it's the 50th chapter. Okay, so yeah, give me Micah.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 7 and 9.
Yeah.
I will bear the indignation of the Lord.
Right, I will bear the indignation of the Lord. Go on.
Because I have sinned against Him.
Because I have sinned against Him. So whatever indignation you got to deal with, like my personal thing, I got to deal with looking at the way I look. You know, certain brothers may hate Esau so much so that they want to knock them upside the head. That's what you got to do. You got to deal with Esau ruling over you. You got to deal with Esau telling you what to do. You got to deal with what you call the racism bullshit that happens. All right, you got to deal with it, man, because it's a part of what is it, the indignation of the Lord. Because it ain't Esau doing this. It's the spirit of Esau that the Lord created in him to do that. Okay, everything is being done based on the will of the Father in heaven, not by man's will, but by the will of the Heavenly Father. All right, go on.
Until He plead my cause and execute judgment for me.
Until He plead my cause and execute judgment for me. So that's how it goes down. So whatever problem you're dealing with, you have to deal with that by yourself, and be a man about it, man, and stop getting out of order. Because it's based on how you respond to the situation. Now, if your responsive is the right response, then you are right. Okay, you'll get out of that situation. Yeah. But you just gotta believe and have faith. But if you have the wrong response, guess what? That's the Lord testing you to see that maybe you wasn't one of His men. Because the scripture says, despise not the chastise of the Lord. Okay, go on.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 9.
Yeah.
After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Right, thy will be done. Go on.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven. So it's all about the will of the Heavenly Father. And by Him making the earth, or should I say, making the earth as it is in the spiritual realm, that's going to be by His will. Because in the spiritual realm, everything's in order, complete order. All right? Not like how it is right now, where everything's out of fucking order. Okay? The Lord is going to restore order on this earth and restore the fear of the Lord. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to begin with this, and then things are going to follow up after that. All right? So what we're going to do is, you had some, didn't you?
Because I was going to read this. Psalms 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. That goes into the faith.
Right.
That's how we overcome the narrow.
Exactly.
It says, surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence.
Right.
All right.
Exactly. So we go. I'll tell you what. Go up a verse where it speaks about the trust.
Psalms 91 verse 2. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress.
Oh, get something like it in.
My God, in Him will I trust.
Right. In the Most High will I trust. So if you're walking in a disciplinary way, and you're walking according to the rule of the truth, no matter what circumstance you go through, that shows that you trust in the Lord, and that shows that you believe that one way or another, you're gonna be delivered from him
I said, hope, brother, hope.
by his own will. Go on.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noise and pestilence.
That's those missiles. So we believe, okay, if you're genuine about the truth, you're gonna believe that you're gonna be delivered out of this right here. Okay? Now if you don't believe you ain't gonna be delivered, and you have this demon pretty much overtaking your mind, and that belief is strong, then that's gonna be the truth. You're not gonna make it. Because no one knows if they're gonna make it. We don't know if we're gonna make it, but guess what? If we believe that we will make it, then Lord willing, we'll make it. All right? It's all based on faith. And this is why we're out here doing the work. We're not out here to try to make a fool out of ourselves, although we are, because the scripture says the foolishness of preaching, all right, and what is it? The foolishness of the Most High is much more wiser than men. So we are making a fool out of ourselves. But we're not doing this for our own will. Okay, we're doing this is because we fear the Lord and we trust in his name that we'll get out of here. Go on.
He shall cover thee with his feathers,
and that's them chariots. Go on.
And under his wings shalt thou trust.
Yeah.
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Right, and everybody out here, they just gonna be out and destroyed. They're gonna lose their mind because when all hell breaks loose and this economy collapse, they're gonna be the ones shitting themselves. We're not gonna be shitting ourselves. Why? Because we're gonna trust on this. Get me that in Isaiah 33. Hold what you got though, and get me Isaiah 33. Just real quick. Because everybody out here, man, they're gonna be burnt toast. Even these kids out here, you see, man. I know I sound cold in that. Behind the camera, brother. All of these little kids,
They come up running up to us.
The place, they're gonna be burnt.
They're stripping the little shit, man.
Okay, these grown-ups, these old people, these women out here, these young women out here, they all gonna be burnt toast, man. All right, even that weed is gonna be burning in that lake of fire.